Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these extremely easy little snow angels. I think you're really going to enjoy this little project here. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make them. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put these together step by step. This is so easy. And once you do one, you'll become addicted and want to do more. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need some 20 gauge artistic wire. And this is non-tarnished. You can find 20 gauge wire at any craft store that has a bead section. Okay? So pick that up, and then you're going to cut off 4 inches. Alright, now it's probably a little more than I need, but I'd rather have a little too much to work with and not enough. I'm going to take my wire straighteners and do the best I can, just kind of straightening the wire. It's definitely not going to be perfect by any means, but you do the best you can. And if you don't have wire straighteners, that's fine. Just take a soft cloth and put it between your 2 fingers and just do this. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but we're doing our best. Okay, so to me, that's good enough. Alright, so now we're going to put a little loop at the one end here. Now you certainly can use your round nose pliers, that's fine. But I'm choosing to use my memory wire finishing pliers since I already have them. I really like using these. And I'm going to be using the large peg. And what I'm going to do is make a loop like this. Now as you can see, it looks like a letter P, so I have to give it a little back bend. I'm just going to turn it like this, take my round nose pliers and give it a little back bend, so now it kind of looks like a little round hook. Okay, and this will be upside down because our little legs are going to dangle from this loop. So I'm going to set this down temporarily, and you have 2 2-inch head pins like that, and if you don't have 2-inch head pins, you have larger, just cut them down to 2 inches. Alright, and so we're going to start by placing a little ice blue rondelle on here, and this is about 6 millimeters wide by 4 millimeters high. It doesn't have to be exact, but that'll give you a rough estimate. And this will be our little snow angel's shoes. So we have some 6/0 E-beads right here. And I'm going to be placing 6 of these on here. And these look kind of like pearls. You'll find these hanging up in tubes at Joann's in the bead section. And Joann's has quite a few of them compared to Michael's. And I'm going to put 6 of these on here, like so. Alright, we have 1 leg. Now I'm going to measure this. Let me get my ruler. And you're just going to measure, put the beads right up to the end of the ruler, and I want to cut off all except 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to take my cutters here, and right about 3/4 of an inch, I'm going to snip this off. Okay, and I'm kind of holding this at the bottom like that. And then I'm going to take my memory wire finishing pliers And with the small little section here, I'm going to just roll. And just keep rolling until you have what looks like a split ring. Alright? And if you want, you can give it a little back bend like that. Alright? I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to put the shoe on. And hold on for a second, I have to move things around here with my camera. Okay. And then you're going to take 6 E-beads. These almost look like pearls to me. That's 4. And that's 5. And 6. Okay. Now I'm going to close this up and set this aside. I'm going to do the same thing as I did my last leg. Push these beads up against your ruler and cut off all except 3/4 of an inch. And then hold this like that. And with the small peg, I'm just going to keep rolling, rolling, rolling till I reach the end. If you want, you can give it a little back bend. And you have what looks like this. And it does not have to be 100% perfect. Keep that in mind. Just do the best you can. Okay. Alright. So now we have our 2 little legs. And so the next thing we're going to do is take our eye pin that we made with a large loop. And I'm just going to bend this back a little bit and slip on our legs just like this. And then we're going to close it, wiggle it shut till it closes. Okay, so now we have our little legs. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these Snowflake rhinestone flowers, and I love these. In fact, I just ordered some more from one of my favorite sellers on eBay, and he sells a whole bunch of lace. And I'll be sure to give you the link to his store, and I'll do that. I'll put it in the first comment below this section. I'll pin it to the top, and I'll also have this on my blog. But isn't this pretty? I use this so much, and to me this looks just like snowflakes. Now you can also use other flower lace trim for your little snow angels, but I thought this would be really cute. Now when he sends this, this is 10 pieces for $1.59, and it's free shipping, okay? So when he sends this, sometimes you'll get like this, where maybe this is a little off center. Well, that is easily fixed. I just peel it right off, put a little hot glue on it, and center it right where it should be. And I don't mind doing that because to me it's worth it. Even if I have to fix 1 or 2 of these, see there's another one like that, because they're so pretty and they add so much to my projects. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, like I said, is just cut 2 pieces off. So I guess I'll need my scissors for that. Okay. And I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to cut this. And then I'm just going to trim it up right here where I cut it. Like that. So that looks good. I think that looks even enough, so I don't have to mess with that one. And I think this looks pretty good too. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our hot glue, but you're going to have to be careful. You don't want to get any hot glue on this part here. And we're going to put a little hot glue here and just put it right above here, enough to cover the legs like that. You want to cover part of the legs at the top because you don't want this ugly loop showing, right? And then we're just going to hot glue this on the back to match it. Alright, so it'll look finished on the front and the back. So I'm just going to take some hot glue, put it right here in the center of my flower, and I'm going to place it about here, and I'm going to make sure that it's where I want it centered. Got some hot glue on me, hold on. Like that. So I think that looks pretty good. See? Like that. Alright, I'm just going to let it dry. And I can feel it's already starting to dry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to match this on the back part. So I'm going to put some more hot glue right here over this and just kind of match this up best I can, like that. Match this up right here with the individual petals. I'm going to hold this for a second because I want it to grab. Alright, and see that it looks finished on the front and the back. Now, once this grabs, I'm going in between each little petal and I'm just putting the tiniest amount. Now, if you don't have a detail glue gun like me, you can also squirt a blob of glue on your wax paper, whatever you have down there, and take a toothpick and just take a little bit out at a time so you won't have a big blob of glue. And I'm just putting that like that. I'm just going to go all the way around. Now, I also ordered some other pretty flowers from this seller, and I'm looking forward to them. I think they would also work for other types of angels. These are snow angels, but I ordered some pink ones that looked springy to me. I thought would be cute. Oops. Okay. Looks like I'm done. Or I'm finished, I'm sorry. Okay. So then we have the little dangly legs and the little body. So this last part is easy peasy. Now we're going to make the arms, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so for this part I'm using a 3-inch head pin, and this is a 21 gauge, and I'm just going to snip the head part off. I don't need that. Alright. And then we're going, oops, excuse me. Then we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to find the middle like this. Let me take a ruler and see if I'm pretty close to the middle. This is a 3-inch, so it should be right about 1.5 inches. Hey, look at that. Pretty good. Okay. So with this very smallest part at the very top, you're going to take one side, we'll start with the left side, and move that to the right. And then we're going to take the right side and move that to the left. And so you can see up close we have a little loop like that. Okay? So now we're going to place some of the E-beads on each arm. We're going to start with this one, and we're going to place 6 on each arm. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Now, we're going to put the loop part at the back of the angel. All right, the loop part will be at the back. So you're going to hold it like this, and then you're going to take either the very tip of your round nose pliers or these memory wire finishing pliers. I'm going to use the small peg here. And I'm just going to curl these till we reach the very top here of the pearls. Make sure it's nice and snug. Give it a little back bend if you want. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now don't get frustrated if you have difficulty getting this to where you want it straight compared to where this is. I'll show you how you can adjust it afterwards. Okay, so let's go ahead and put on 6 more E-beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Now remember, the loop is going to be at the back. Okay? Right here. The loop will be at the back. So we're going to turn it like this. Do the same thing as I did on the other side. Using the small peg. Give it a little back bend. Okay, now since we're putting this loop at the top, see how this one is straight and this one's going a different direction? We'll just hold both sides and just twist it, and then that way they'll both be facing upwards, all right? And I'm just doing that to make them look more like hands. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to slip this onto your wire with the loop part at the back, okay? And we have hands. Now we'll adjust those hands in a moment. I know they look kind of funky now. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to place a head on, like that. I'm going to push down the head as far as I can. And this head is a pearl, and I measured it. It's really close to a 10 millimeter. It's almost in between a 9 and a 10 millimeter. So I would definitely go with a 10 millimeter, okay? And we have these little crystal spacer beads, and I ordered this. They're called, online they're called crystal spacer rondelle beads, and if you type in those words, then a bunch of these will pop up for you. This one is about 8 millimeters. Okay, so we're going to put the crown on, and then I'm taking another little white E-bead like we used for the legs and the arm, just to put it on the top like that. Alright, so now the last thing is we're going to take our ruler push this against the ruler, and I'm going to cut off all except, let's say all except 1 inch. So we're going to leave about 1 inch. Make sure I got that. Okay. Yeah, close enough. And I'm just going to hold everything together because you want to push everything down. And I'm going to take the large part of my memory wire finishing pliers here, the large bag. And, whoops, I always do that. And I'm just going to keep rolling until it looks kind of like a split ring. Now you can always give it a little back bend like that. In fact, I think I might take my round nose pliers and give it that little back bend. Alright, so we have our little snow fairy. I mean snow angel. I said snow fairy. Ah. And you can take this if you want and kind of turn it to the side once you do everything. And then you can slip a ribbon through here, okay, and hang it on the tree. So let me do that. Let me get some ribbon and I'll be back. Okay, so one thing I forgot to tell you, make sure that this is rolled nice and tight where you want it, okay? Now if you're going to adjust the arms, you want to lay this down, and if you want the arms going up, you can just kind of bend it like this. If you don't like that and you want the arms bent downwards, more out to the front, like this, you can also do that. It just depends on your own taste, but it's easier to do it when you have the angel lying down. Then you can make your adjustments, okay? Like that. Alright, so I'm using this 1/4 inch organza ribbon that's made for necklaces. Very strong and it doesn't fray. And I bought this from the Fire Mountain Gems website many years ago, and they still have it. It's not called anything special other than 1/4 inch organza ribbon, but it's very nice. And I think I'm just going to put a little knot here at the top. Alright, and then of course I'll put a little bow on this one too. So I hope you like this tutorial, and I really hope you give it a try. Once you do your first one, it goes pretty quickly, and people seem to really love these, at least the ones that I've shown so far. So you take care, and God bless you. Have a wonderful Christmas. Bye-bye.